Hi everybody, how's it going today? Thanks for watching another video. I'm in our south freestall barn here, milking cows in this barn. It's not Christmas here today, but you guys will see this video on Christmas, so to everybody watching, Merry Christmas. Hopefully you have a good holiday season, spend some time with family. We had Christmas at the creamery here a couple weeks ago now, a week and a half ago maybe. I didn't do any filming inside, but I did bring my drone and put my drone up in the air. Thought we'd put that in the video here quick, show you guys what that looked like from above. Ended up having around 1,000 people come to the creamery for that day, so it was a very good turnout. It was a really nice day actually. So it was turned out to be a good event. Sold a lot of cheese and gelato, which is good. But yeah, we'll stick that in the video here now, and then meet up with you guys after the drone footage of that. So I wanted to talk about feeding our heifers and show you guys the process of feeding our heifers. So I thought I'd start in our milking barns here. So these cows here on either side, they have not been fed yet here this morning. The cows on the other side of the center manure alley there, they have been delivered feed. So these two pens of cows here, they are next to be delivered feeder this morning, and we're always shooting for a little bit extra so that the cows always have access to feed. So the goal is really to be at about 103% of their daily eating is what is delivered to the pens, and that turns out to be about a bucket and a half to 2 skid steer buckets worth of feed left over in the morning. So our feeder makes adjustments as needed every day to try to get about that amount of feed left in the bunks. So every morning when a load of feed is brought to 2 pens of milking cows, we feed 2 pens together. Then our feeder will clean the bunk out prior to delivering the feed to those 2 pens. So the feed for these 2 pens is being mixed here at the moment. We'll put molasses in. As the molasses is mixing in the mix, we'll come clean these bunks out, and then we'll deliver feed to these pens. So really the cows are only without feed for about 10 to 15 minutes throughout a 24-hour period. So you can see here, this would be pen 5. There's not a whole lot of feed here left. A little bit more at the end there. And then this here is pen 6, and you can clearly see that there's quite a bit more feed in pen 6. So these are all late lactation cows. So I didn't ask our feeder, but just from looking at the bunks here, I know that he would have bumped the percentage down maybe 2% or so on this pen 6 here, and he might have bumped pen 5 up just a touch. I'm surprised there's actually this much feed in pen 6. It was got down pretty cold last night. It was 0 degrees this morning, and it was around 25 degrees yesterday throughout the day, so it wouldn't have been surprising to me that some of the bunks would have been on the low end, because anytime it gets colder the cows eat a little more. But this feed will get cleaned out here with the skid steer. We pile that in the back in our feeding area, and then this is one of the ingredients that's fed to our heifers. So we don't want to waste any feed, but we want our milking cows to have access to fresh feed every day, 24 hours a day. So this feed is taken out, piled, and then this is built into the ration for our heifers. So there's a certain amount of pounds based off of the feed left over from our cows, and obviously there might be a little bit more, a little bit less there on a day-to-day basis, the leftover feed from the cows. But I wanted to show you guys that mix, so I'll probably put the camera on the loader or maybe use the drone. I'll see what I've got time for here this morning. Show you guys loading that mix and then delivering it to our heifers. And on the heifers side, we do try to finish that feed about every other day, that they eat the bunk empty or just about empty as much as possible. There's always a little bit of feed left, some bigger pieces, longer pieces of corn stalk. We do feed some straw and sorghum to those heifers as well, so sometimes there's some sticks or longer pieces that aren't sized enough with the mixer that get left over, and all that gets put on the manure pile. But generally the idea is to try to use as much feed as possible and not waste as much feed as possible. So that's what the video today is going to be about. So we'll catch back up with you guys when we start making that mix. So that's how we mix and unload a load of feed for our heifers. So that'd be for heifers 12-ish months of age all the way up to like 2 months prior to calving. So they're all on the same ration, say 18, 19 months of age. So all the feed is sized by our Supreme mixer. So the sorghum baleage, the straw, we don't grind any feed beforehand. It's all sized by our feed wagon and then mixed obviously with the other ingredients. So the ingredients, the way they're loaded, it's straw first, and then it's sorghum baleage, and then it's distillers, and then the last ingredient is earlage after the minerals. So that's all the ingredients in this mix, and it essentially costs us about $1 a day to feed those heifers, and that's not giving any cost to the leftover feed from our cows, which maybe we should credit some cost, but if we didn't have our heifers to feed it to, we would still leave that amount of feed in the bunks more than likely. I mean, we always did before we had the heifers on the farm here. At that time, I think we gave that feed to our far off dry cows, the leftover feed. But I'll maybe run over to those bundles of baleage of sorghum and alfalfa and show you guys those before I end the video here, because we'll probably feed through the rest of those bales here in the next 3-4 weeks or so. Just want to show you guys one more time before we feed through those bales. So these are the sorghum baleage bales. Might be a little tough to see just with the sun up in the sky there. Sun is quite bright. It's still around a little under 5 degrees Fahrenheit, but it actually feels kind of nice in the sun. Maybe if I get from the side here. So there's some white up here, but this is actually snow up here. Snow and ice. So these bales turned out really nice. It made a big difference. If you remember the first stack of sorghum bales, they were 3 high and 3 wide. Well, we went 2 high and 4 wide on the next stack. And these bales, I mean, there's really no spoilage on these, which was good to see. I'll drive over to the alfalfa bales and I'll show you guys those two quickly. So these are the alfalfa bales. There is a little bit of mold on these on the sides. There's some spots. Still not terrible, but for whatever reason there's more mold on the alfalfa bales versus the sorghum bales. They're stacked the exact same way, use the same plastic, so I'm not sure what the difference is. We covered them with tires, both the same. Maybe we didn't get this plastic quite tight enough, but again, overall in general, some ice and snow on top here, but overall in general, really nice bales. A little bit of mold there. Even on the individually wrapped bales, there's some mold on those small pockets, kind of like we saw on the sides of these. I would say probably there's a little more on these, but overall I think I would call this a success. I think these bales turned out really nice. Well, we just opened the rest of this stack today here. We'll feed through these in the next couple days. We've actually got a winter storm coming through tonight with potential blizzard conditions tomorrow. So I had the guys open up this whole stack so we didn't have to worry about opening it up tomorrow or the next day. We're gonna open that sorghum stack after lunch and open our silage pile as well, so we don't have to worry about those piles here as this storm comes through. I think I'll end the video here. Merry Christmas to all of you watching. If you got questions, comments, post them down below, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video.